Good evening. It's Wednesday. We're all ready for the weekend racing. As you can see, Roz is really looking forward to the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Okay, moving right along, and you'll see that Flemington Derby Day, it's going to be in perfect conditions according to the weather forecast. I'm Gary Robinson for www.horseracingaustralia.info. Okie dokie. And we're going to get out the GTX program as we usually do. And the first race we're looking at is in Flemington. We don't have mud or bog necessary because we expect it's going to be a good four. And this is the Cantala Stakes. It's worth $1.5 million. So why wouldn't the best horses in the country be racing down in beautiful Melbourne, but nobody to cheer them on? Well, I think not even the owners will be there. It's a real pity, I think. I think the government has made a bad decision. Guess who is responsible for all those horses racing? It's the long-suffering owners who pay all the money to keep these horses running. Anyway, not to worry. So, on our ratings, we've got Wild Planet on top, and that was a very good win last start at Caulfield. That was on the slow track. Only just got there, but it was a very good run. Certainly deserved to win. Okay, looking at the form there, it's had 7 starts for 3 wins on a slow track, but also 11 starts on a good track for 3 wins and 3 seconds. So perfectly situated for that. And Pike is on board, so it's going to have one of the best riders in the country on board. That's Wild Planet. Best of days. Well, if you look at the form, you can see it hasn't won for an awful long time, certainly not in the last 16 starts. And it's had 2 runs from a spell. The first of them was quite good. It was blocked for a run at Flemington. Came from 9th on the turn to finish 3rd over the 1,400 metres. Didn't do much on the slow track. As you can see here, 20 starts on the good for 4 wins and 8 placings. On slow and heavy tracks, just 1 win from a number of starts. Okay, so these are the things you can look forward for when you're delving into the form. So that's Wild Planet Best of Days, and 50 Stars has had 2 runs from a spell. At its 3rd run from a spell, well, let's have a look at last time. On 29th of February this year, it won on a good 3 track with a rating of 67.5, which was very good. It resumed on the 3rd of October, finished second last, beaten 6 lengths, and on the slow track did make it into 3rd, beaten 2.6 lengths beyond Wild Planet. You wouldn't expect that it would turn over the situation and get ahead of Wild Planet, but of course that's barrier 15 as well, which possibly doesn't help it at this particular start. Okay, Streets of Avalon's always in there. Unipol, very disappointing last start, could only finish 9th, beaten 4.5 lengths. Blocked for a run, and was well beaten by Mr. Quickie, who improved quite dramatically. However, I haven't given Mr. Quickie too much appeal because even though it won last start by a couple of lengths, the actual rating wasn't that great, even though it's won 10 from its 23. Anyway, not to worry. So barrier 16, Jamie Carr's on board, and anything can win, as you know. However, if you want to have a bit of action at the longer price, they're tipping Wild Planet to be about 20 to 1. I don't get that. I think it's got every chance in this. So that's the second last leg of the quaddie for you. Let's hope we just get it. We'll just move back now. The Victoria Derby, only one word here, and I think Cherry Tortini will be the one that's going to get up in this. It was an excellent win last start, and it's just nothing but wins. So it's had 4 wins from 7 starts, 3 starts at the track for 2 wins. There is some conjecture that it prefers not to have a firm track. So it's only 2 runs on a firm track. It ran 3rd, beaten 2 lengths. And this one here at Randwick over the 2000 was hampered at the 400, so it's not a real test. Anyway, let's just hope it can do something. It is likely to be favourite or near favourite. We've got Born to Succeed here. He was a last start winner at Wodonga. I think we can discount that. But because the rating was so low and it still sits on top, we've got to ask ourselves why we don't have such high ratings. And the simple answer is this is for 3-year-olds and they're not really reaching their peak yet. So there we go. That's another leg in. I'm inclined to stand out Cherry Tortini. I think it will be, well, it's not a good thing. It's got 1 chance in 3, but if the indications are it's going to be $4 or $5 on the market, that's good enough for me. In race 6 is the Coolmore Stud Stakes. Here we do it by the numbers. It's down the straight 6. We've got September run at around $6.20 is our price, which is pretty much what it's going to be on the day. Doubtland looks like a 20-to-1 chance. The ratings are quite mixed there, and that's simply because it's supposed to be a bulk finish here. So September run is slightly ahead of the pack. Did a 69.9 on a win form. The difference is this time it's going to be racing up to the 1200. It did get up there a long time ago, but it's going to be a much tougher assignment on this particular day, and she's a filly up against the Colts, which doesn't help. Okay, interesting races. That's all I have for you today. Oh, we'll flick to Rosehill. We'll go there and we'll pick up this one. This is the Golden Eagle. I have Crier Dearest on top. I've assumed we'll get at least a soft 7. It's heavy 8 currently today. Just before you leave, do hang on. I just want to show you something additional. Crier Dearest was so far out of the ground, it had no chance to catch up, but its other runs have been good, and it is my top-rated horse regardless. Hopefully it'll get a better run in the 1,500 metres. Okay, ahead of All Saints Eve, Bottega, Airware and Emeralds. Emerald's the one that I really like. It's a long price, but have a look at this. Came from 11th at the turn. It does draw the very widest barrier, and that's going to be a problem. But from 11th at the turn and get up, it only won by a little bit. But it's certainly a very good indication of what it might do. Okay, so that's the races we're going to do. Now I'm just going to show you something very important for the weekend. We're going to look at this one, and where we're at is racingaustralia.horse. Okay. Now what I've done down here, I'll look for track conditions. So when I look here at New South Wales, it shows me all the current track conditions for the upcoming tracks. So there was a soft 7 today at Kensington, heavy 10 at Gosford for tomorrow, heavy 8 the Sapphire Coast on tomorrow, and good 3 at Moree, and heavy 8 at Wagga, and so far a heavy 8 at Rosehill. So it gives us an idea of what to expect looking forward. Now we go to track conditions in Victoria. The weather is much kinder. Bendigo was a good 4 today. The track was in lovely condition. Cranbourne tomorrow, a soft 5, but it could improve by then tomorrow. The Valley's a good 4. Kilmore was a soft 6 today, but when we get to Friday, perhaps it'll be upgraded. And Flemington is a good 4 today with no rain on the radar for the rest of the week until Saturday. We might get the odd shower. Certainly not enough to dent the track condition, I wouldn't think. And all those people who aren't going to be there, well, turned out you didn't need an umbrella anyway, so you can just relax on the balcony at home and try and get yourself a winner. So, just reiterating, here we go. Flemington Derby Day, perfect conditions expected. I'm Gary Robinson, and good luck to you all.